I'm a, and I'm a grade 6 student in primary school, and well, I enjoy reading English, and I also like soccer.
Okay, you like English, you like soccer. How do I sound like to you? Is my voice clear?
Yes, really clear.
Very clear, good. Okay. And have you been taking online English lessons for some time now?
Yeah,
But you're a grade 6 student. That makes you 12, right?
11.
Oh, 11. All right. And your friend, not your friend, but your classmate's name is Noemi. Noemi. So she's not here yet.
Well, the service center told my mom, which she told me that I think she's not coming. Maybe you should ask the service center again.
Oh, she's not coming.
Yeah,
Okay. So if she's not coming, then we should go ahead with our lesson then.
okay.
Okay. So do you prefer not to use your video?
Pardon, please.
Is there a chance that you could make your volume louder, like maybe speak closer to the microphone? Or,
Yeah, I think I'll turn up the volume. Okay, I got it.
okay, Rose. So, um, do you prefer that I call you Rose instead of your Chinese name? Oh, I'm curious, by the way, do children in China still use their Chinese name?
Yeah.
When do you use it? Do you use it at school or at home?
But we use it at school and at home too. When we're learning English, our teacher preferred to call our English names. But in other times, we usually call each other by Chinese.
Oh,
I
what happened? Something happened. I think I got cut off and I came back in again. So when do you use your
come
English
on.
name? Sorry?
Um. Well, mostly uh when we're having English class at school, and other times we usually use our Chinese names.
Okay. So the English name is just for English class then.
Yeah, you can say that.
Okay. All right. Have you read this article yet? Massive flooding in Venice.
Yes, I got the article.
And how did you find it? Was it easy or was it a bit hard?
Between the middle.
Somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, do you speak Chinese?
If I speak Chinese,
Do you speak Chinese?
well, I do know ni hao ma, and I know I ni.
That's quite good.
I know how to write my name in Chinese. My real name is Lolita. My my nickname is Laila. And one of my students in Malaysia showed me how to write my name in Chinese letters. So that's about it.
So what's your Chinese name?
My Chinese name. I forgot my Chinese name. I'll look it up later. I'll tell you later because
Okay.
I hid it somewhere.
It's fine.
I wrote it down on a paper. But anyway, I want to get back to my Chinese name. I'm gonna look it up. All right. So massive flooding in Venice. Have you ever, are you familiar with Venice or have you ever been there on holiday?
Well, I know it's like some kind of like a lagoon city. Yeah, I think, and now the water level is rising, so it's flooding.
Yeah. So it's a lagoon city, right? And
Yes.
that's why they're open to so much flooding. Okay. So let's just dive straight into it. So you said there's a lot of flooding happening in Venice. Can you be more specific about the flooding situation?
Well, it got the tides were really high and peaked at 1.87 meters, like 6 feet. And well, this is the worst city flood in half a century. And it's really serious. But the Venice residents, like citizens, were were blaming were blaming the politicians, like it's your fault and not ours. But actually, in my opinion, there is everybody's fault because we have to protect our environment. It's everybody's job. You can't just blame the politicians. So yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, yes. Yeah, that's good insight. When something happens to a certain area, like if it's your own city, your own hometown, everybody has the responsibility to contribute, right, to your.
Yeah, so it's not just the politicians' fault.
Mhm. It's not just the politicians, but in this case, they are blaming someone. And who are they blaming in particular?
Pardon me?
You have a point. In every situation, it's right not to just it's good to take responsibility for something that happens. But in this situation, who are they targeting? Who are they blaming in particular?
Well, they're blaming the politicians.
Which one?
I can't really pronounce its name.
What's his job?
Mayor of Venice.
Okay, they're blaming the mayor. Let's see how we can say his
By
name.
the way, how do we pronounce its name? It's quite strange. I never seen this name before.
Because it's an Italian name, Luigi Brugnaro.
Luigi Brugnaro.
Brugnaro. Brugnaro. Yeah, Luigi.
Brugnaro. Okay.
Do you know the computer game Super Mario?
Yeah.
So it's Luigi and Mario in the game, right? So the mayor is also Luigi. So they're blaming him. Why just him?
Because he's the mayor.
Yeah. So what if you're the mayor then? What does it matter?
Oh, well, it's my job to protect this lagoon city because it has a really old history, and it's my job to keep the residents safe.
Yes, it's his job to be the overseer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yes. And number 4, I'd like you to explain a bit about this defense system that they're talking about. So this is the main story of our article. What defense system are they expecting to use to stop the flood?
Mm, they're having flood barrier system.
Mm-hmm. What's the name of
Mm,
yeah? What's the name of the system?
multi.
Let's take a look at that. What's the project's name?
Um, uh,
So it's here on our page. How would you say that?
Moses.
Project Project Mose. Mose, maybe Mose because it's Italian. Mose meaning Moses. Do you know anything about Moses?
What is Moses?
Sorry?
What is Moses?
That's the name of the defense system, Mose. But it was named after Moses. So, have you heard about Moses? Do you know anything about Moses?
Nothing.
Nothing at all. So, Moses is a Bible character.
Oh, I don't believe in God.
Okay, but maybe you've heard of him from the movies. Like there was a cartoon, an animation on the life of Moses. I think it was a very big movie. So Moses, who was from ancient times, God used him, the Christian God used him to set Israel free from the Egyptians. Okay, because the Egyptians were treating the Israelites as slaves. So they had to escape Egypt. And so they had to run away from the country. And Moses, who was raised as their leader, had to lead them through the desert and out of Egypt. And in order to escape the Egyptian army, which was after them, Moses had to lead the people through the sea. You know, they couldn't cross the sea, but because of the miracle that God made during their escape, they were able to part the sea. So the sea waters parted in the middle, and they were able to cross the water. Okay, have you seen that movie? It's a So many movies have been made on that.
No, never seen it.
Okay. So anyway, that's Moses, a very famous prophet from ancient times, and he's a historical character. He really existed. He's a historical figure. So as a baby, he was found by the Egyptian princess in the river Nile because his mother had to hide him in the river when they were killing all the babies during that time. So this project, this defense system was named after Moses. Okay, and can you describe a bit how it works? Can you share the technical details? It doesn't have to be too technical, but just so we have an idea how it works.
Mm, well,
You can look at your paper, by the way. Oh, here. So I've opened the page for you. You can try to see the answer. You can try to find the answer there and explain it in your own words.
sorry. Um, well, the system of flood defense is composed of 78 gates that can be raised to protect Venice Lagoon during the high tides. It is one of the biggest civil engineering projects in the world. Most has so far cost up to 5.5 billion euros and has long been mired in cost issues, delays, corruption scandals, and criticisms.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, you can stop there. And there, I found something else here. Okay, this part, the last sentence, the last paragraph. Can you read the last paragraph?
A system will employ mobile gates at the three openings to the lagoon which is surrounding Venice. The gates can sit idle. What is idle?
Idle, it's not really doing anything. It's just relaxing. It's just sitting there. That's idle.
Okay. Idle in water during low tide and during storms they can be raised to provide a barrier between the lagoon and the Adriatic Sea.
The Adriatic Sea, yes. Okay, try to explain it to me in your own words. Make it very simple. So, how does Project Mose work? How does it work?
Mm, well, it's like a barrier between um, it's like a barrier that keeps floods away.
Okay, it's a barrier, and then the barrier has something special on it. What does it have?
Um, the gates.
Yeah, it has gates. A lot of gates, right? And
Yeah,
how, yeah,
but usually gates. How can these gates prevent the flood? I mean, if they prevent it, the water will get really high and will still get into the city.
yes. So just imagine that have you seen a lagoon? Have you seen a lagoon? Or do you know what it is?
I know what it is, but I've never seen it.
Yeah, it's just a body of water. But just imagine your hometown is surrounded by that body of water, but you can't seal yourself off from that body of water forever because you need to go in and out, right?
Yeah,
You need to exit, you need to enter your city, so you can't seal it forever. So they have these gates. They have the gates around the dam, and when it's low tide, what do they do with the gates?
and they pull up the gate.
Sorry?
They pull up the gates.
During low tide, so the water is low, do they pull up the gates?
Yeah,
Not really. Well, when they don't need it because the water is low,
they sit idle, doing
yeah,
nothing.
it just sits idle in the water, meaning the gates are brought down low, right? So
Okay.
imagine the gate is here. When it's low tide, it's just low down into the water. But when the water rises, what do they do with the gates?
Raise it.
So yeah, you bring it up, right? You raise it high so that it can block the water.
Yeah,
Does it make sense?
yeah, kind of.
So when you pull down the gate, why would you pull down the gate of the dam?
Because it's low tide.
Yeah, because it's low tide and there's not much of a danger of flooding. And you still need the water to move, right? To let it move in
Yeah,
and out. So that's why they have to manipulate the gates. So it's just a system. When water is coming, raise the gates high. When the water is down, then bring the gates down low again. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's clever? Is it a clever project? Oh, by the way, Rose, I know you're just 11, but have you figured out what you want to be when you grow up? Like what kind of job that you'd like to take?
Archaeologist.
Did you say geologist?
Archaeologist. I like digging things.
Geologist. Oh, and you said you like diggings?
No, I said archaeologist.
Oh, archaeology, sorry. Oh yeah, that's interesting. Okay. You get to find all these treasures under the ground. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, if you wanted to, I was thinking that maybe you might want to be an engineer if you change your mind. If you become an engineer, then you'll get to build dams like these. So,
That's cool.
yeah. So number 6, or number 5, how can flooding happen again in the future? So I guess this question is still about Venice. Is the flood recurring in their city?
What is returning?
Recurring. Recurring.
Mm,
Okay, let me write that down. Recurring. Recurring. It means it happens again and again.
recurring.
Recurring, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. How or why? Why is flooding recurring in their area?
Well, because it is already a body of water there.
Mm-hmm.
So when global warming comes, the sea level rises and then it floods.
Sorry, again, can you say it one more time?
Because it is already a lagoon city and it already has a big body of water, and now global warming is causing sea level rising. So there's a lot more water in Venice, so it floods.
Okay, yes, good. They're already in a precarious situation because they're surrounded by water, and global warming has made things worse. Do you study a lot about
Yeah.
global warming at school?
No,
Not much.
never talked about it.
Never talked about it. What's your idea about global warming?
Well,
What is global warming exactly? Have you?
mm,
Yeah.
well, it is like global temperature rising.
Yes, you're correct. Absolutely. So it's interesting that you mentioned that because I found something when I was searching the internet here. Global warming effects. So temperatures are rising and it's caused by a lot of things. Okay, do you know what's behind global warming? What's making
Um,
what's making the earth hot?
well, the atmosphere got a lot of carbon dioxide there.
Mm-hmm. True. So here, global warming causes. The world's leading climate scientists believe that human activities are likely the main cause of global warming. So this website identified fossil fuels. So when you burn coal, oil, and gas, you create carbon dioxide. So you were right about that. Then you have deforestation. Deforestation is when you cut down the trees, and then when there aren't that many forests in the world, how do you think that contributes to global warming?
Well, a lot of things like uh um now there everyone's cutting down trees and
When everybody cuts down the trees.
and because trees give a lot reduce the carbon dioxide and there's no not a lot of trees. So there's a lot of carbon dioxide, and that causes global warming even more serious.
Yeah, our trees absorb the carbon dioxide in the air, right?
Mhm.
They give us fresh oxygen, but it's not enough to just have a few trees. We need forests. So the problem with businesses in the world is that they're massively destroying our forests for money, for profit, is basically it. So it contributes to this phenomenon that we call climate change. And one of the consequences is this flooding. All right. Where are you
Yeah,
from? What city or town are you from? Can you tell me about it?
China, Shenzhen.
Shenzhen.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Do you experience, has there ever been floods in Shenzhen?
no,
You've never seen it in person.
no. I seen it on pictures.
Mm-hmm. On television.
Yeah.
Okay, just imagine if your city suddenly experienced something like this. What what solutions would you propose as one of the citizens in your city? Could you come up with creative ideas, something you could recommend to the local government, for example? What can you do about flooding?
Well, yeah, we can make a dam and keep the waters, and make we can use these waters to do other things.
Mm-hmm. All right. Good. It's a good idea. Do you know that high tide is not the only cause of flooding? Can can you come up with
Yeah.
what do you think are the other causes of flooding? What could possibly
Mm,
what other things could possibly bring this about? Anywhere.
sewage blocks.
Sewage blocks.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, you're right. Correct. So, sewage blocks. How would you solve that? Let's pretend you were the mayor of a city. How would you solve something like that?
Well, unblock the sewage, and because in sewage there's a lot of dirty water, we might need to clean that up.
Uh-huh. Yes. So you'd have to clean it up, yeah. Not just clean it up. It would be good if you could come up with a system to keep it clean, right?
Yeah.
A system to keep it clean so that it would never have to accumulate garbage or whatever. How would you do that if you had a chance?
Um. I'm not sure if you can give me any advice.
Oh, okay. Uh, if it were me and the sewage is constantly being blocked, I do a study on the habits of the people in that city. What are they doing? Are they littering on a regular basis? What is the garbage collection like? What is the garbage disposal like? Is the
Yeah.
garbage being properly taken away and destroyed? So I'd have to see what's happening on a daily basis. And then if I find out, oh, a lot of people are throwing garbage into the drain. And then so if that's the case, then I'd have to impose some penalties, make some laws. Like for example, if the police catch you throwing garbage in the drain, you'd have to pay a certain amount of money. And if it's properly implemented, then everybody will be afraid of doing that. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that might help. And we can figure out maybe when there's too much thing in the sewage, it gets blocked. So we can like make the sewage maybe bigger and make the water flow more fluid.
Mm-hmm.
That might help, and it will reduce floods.
Sorry, one more time. I didn't hear that. Can you repeat?
Well, I I just said increasing more sewage and will reduce the floods.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yes. And this kind of situation actually would gain a lot of help from engineers and scientists. You know, people who can create a technology to uh, drain the water properly and so on. So, you know, we need smart people for this kind of thing. Okay, let's take a look at the next set. Okay. Right now, what is their defense system against flooding during high tide? So we already talked about that. We talked about the dam system. So number two, when did the Mose construction begin?
Mm, 2020, 2003.
You can look for the answer on your copy and then you can say it
Yeah,
in your own words. I like
work after construction work on Barra began on 2003. The original completion date was set for 2014. Then, in 2016, the latest official estimates now the barrier system will be ready to use in the end of 2021.
okay, so they started in 2003. Has it been finished?
No, not yet.
Not yet. So how long has it been from 2003 up to now? How many years has it been?
Hmm. 19 years.
Yeah, I think, yeah, 19, close to 20, right? So what does that tell you? What does it mean? They began in 2003. It's almost 20 years ago. They wanted to finish it in 2014, but it's already 2019 and it's not even working. What does that tell you? What does it mean?
Uh, uh, well, it takes an awfully long time to build a dam.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something like that.
It's a long time, and there's something behind that. Why is it taking so long? So,
And because there's always floods here, and as they're building this dam, they're dealing with these.
As they're building the dam, what was that again?
They're dealing with the flood.
Okay, as they're building the dam, they're dealing with the flood, yeah. And
Mm-hmm.
there's other important issues here. So it's here, somewhere here. So the answer is somewhere here. So there's a lot of delay because they have several problems. There are cost issues. What do you think is a problem with cost issues? What kind of problem is it?
Climate issue?
Cost issues. What's that? This part.
Um, so it has cost a lot of dollars in estimates about that 5.5 billion euros. That's a lot of money. And since and there and now because of the British exit of the European Union, the economy is growing a low recently.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. So there's also a big chance that the dam is overpriced. Do you know what is overpriced?
Not really.
Overpriced means it's costing more than it should, you know? So in reality, it might be that the dam is just it just costs like 1 million, for example, but they're spending
Right.
5 billion on it.
That's a lot.
Okay, let's not take my word for it. Let's look in the article if what I've said has any basis. So here in this article, they compared the Dutch dam, right? Amsterdam has a dam similar to the one in Venice. But what's the difference? How much did they spend on the dam? The people
Mm,
in Amsterdam, how much did they spend on it? The answer is here on this page.
five 500 million.
500 million. And you can compare it to how much Venice spent, right? So that means, and how long did the Dutch take to finish the project? How long did they work on it?
For a long time.
How many years? You can find the answer here, this paragraph.
6 years. Well, that's not really a long time.
So you can compare. It's sort of like, it's almost the same thing. The Dutch have their dam. It took them 6 years to build and it only cost 500 million, right? So
Wow.
you have Venice, an almost similar project, but it took them almost 20 years to build and it's not even done yet, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're spending a lot.
Definitely.
So what's the problem there? If you were to say it in one word,
Cost.
cost, yes. What's behind the cost?
I don't really know how to say this in English.
Okay, I'll
How
handle
fast they work.
it. Okay, yeah, you have a point there. So it can be many things. For example, there's the issue of money. There's the issue of how long they take to complete the job. And then there's this word. Do you see this word, the one I'm pointing at on the page?
Yeah.
Can you read this word?
Corruption.
Corruption. What's that?
Kind of criticism.
Not really criticism. Okay, so this is our new word for the day. Corruption is, okay, corruption in government is when leaders do bad things for money. Do you understand? So when government is corrupt, the leaders will do bad things for money. For example, they want to get rich very, very quickly. So they're going to take money from people, taxpayers' money. They're going to use it on themselves instead of using it for the good of the city or the country. So I'd like you to connect the dots here. We have a project, a dam, that is not really working so well because first of all, number one, there's cost issues. It's overpriced, right? It's overpriced. They're spending too much on it. And you're right. You said they're taking too long to build it. That means that the people working on it are what? Inefficient. Okay, hold on a bit.
Okay.
Inefficient. You know this word, inefficient?
Yeah.
What does it mean? Inefficient. They're not really...
Not efficient.
Yes, not efficient. They're not doing a good job of using the money, of guiding the workers. It's right. It's like they're neglecting their duties. They're probably being lazy on it. They're procrastinating. They're creating delays.
Yeah, I mean they still got the same the same money, and they still got the same money, and the more they work, the longer they work, the more money they get. So they're creating delays.
Yes, very good. So that's one form of corruption. You know, they want to get more money, so they're not doing the job right.
Yeah.
And there's something else very serious that's happening under the water here.
What?
This paragraph. Can you explain what's happening here, this part of the article? The one I highlighted?
Well, this mainly talks about you have the unexpected corridors inside the concrete foundation are also leaking. So this is a really serious. This is really serious.
Yeah, it's leaking. So how do you tie that in with politicians? Is it the politicians' fault? Is it the government leaders that there's there are leaks and rusts in the dam? Are they somehow responsible for what's happening here?
Well, so they're not doing this thing right, definitely, because if they are doing this right, it won't be leaking, and they don't do they are doing this really seriously, uh, and they think it might be fun, and they aren't paying attention to what they're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm. And the metal that they're supposed to use should last for how long?
Uh,
How long should the metal last? Because when metal is
I mean, they're touching water, so they shouldn't be able to last that really a long time.
yeah, but they're, according to the article, according to this paragraph, they are meant to last how long? They're supposed to last 100 years.
Wow, I
There's,
don't think that's really possible. You
well,
think it is
when you have the technology,
possible?
when you have technology, you can make anything. So it's the scientists and the engineers' job to make this happen. So the thing,
Well,
yeah,
then they're not doing really a good job, are they? Because they're leaky, and by this rate, they won't be able even to last about 50 years.
right. Not just that, they spent money on high grade metal, but in the end, they didn't get the nice kind of metal that they were supposed to get, right?
Yeah, and that's not good for that's not good for Venice.
And I think it's because somebody cheated here. Somebody paid good money for good metal, but in the end, they got bad kind of metal for their project.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is exactly what corruption is all about. When you don't do your job well, when you cheat on the people by taking their money, you get a bad project in the end. So this is the result of people not doing their jobs, or people who are cheating people, cheating the taxpayers. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. All right. Okay, so we have a few new words today. So I'd like you to practice using them, like inefficient, for example. Maybe you can think of some things in your city that you think are inefficient. Can you name one thing that you notice that you feel is inefficient, not working well in your city?
Well, we're still dealing with. Well,
I see that here. I
you're
didn't
sounding you're sounding really cracky. Something happened there?
know. It's somebody is logging on to the classroom. So anyway, Rose, we don't have time left, and I'm very happy to meet you today, and good job with our class. So please prepare for the next one. Do you have somebody else logging into our class right now? Is this somebody you know?
With it.
There's someone else in our class, so I'm not sure if it's your classmate.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Rose. I'm very happy to meet you, and I'll see you again on our next meeting. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, have a good night. Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, by the way, you haven't told me your Chinese name yet.
I'll tell you next time because I have to look it up. I
Okay, take your time.
lost my paper. I'm going to look for my paper.
Okay, take your time.
Okay, all right. Bye-bye. See you next time.
Okay, bye.
Bye.